right, we are recording. FYI, I like to let everybody know that ahead of time. And I'm going to share my screen. Thank you for your patience. Look, I changed the name. It says Middle and Upper. Welcome, everyone. We have had a wonderful summer. I hope your summer has been great too. We're excited to have both new and returning families on here to kind of address some general things about the upcoming school year and to open up a Q&A at the end for you. So here's kind of what we'll be doing. As you know, I'm Maddie Valdivia, and it's good to see you all again. We will be having this presentation. It'll probably be about 30 to 45 minutes. If you do have questions during the presentation, please feel free to put them in the chat. If they're not addressed right then by a member of our admin team or faculty and staff, then we'll address them at the end, but that way you can get them in if you'd like. Again, we are recording this session, and at the end, we'll have a great Q&A. So if you want to chat about some things, then we can save that time for that, okay? Administrative team, we have some new people on our admin team. So we have, of course, Melanie Humanansky, you all know her, as our head of school. Welcome. We have Shane Ross, who was our Dean of Students, as well as our athletic director. He's new to us this year, and it is wonderful to have him on the team. Look at this. He has come in and just kind of, it seems like he's been here for a long time. Ooh, we got lots of buzzing going on. Okay. And his wife, Lindsay, is actually going to be one of our second grade teachers this year. So we're thrilled to have them. Got Mrs. Bailey, who generally does a lot with preschool and lower division, but she's a great person to know. She's always here in the office. Christina Stenholm, our guidance counselor, is on the call with us today. Thank you for joining us, Christina. We have Gigi Cooper, who is our director of development. She, I believe, is also on. She was on our last one. I think she'll be on this one. There is me at the bottom. And then Sarah Lockhart, who we all know and love, is obviously somebody who I think everybody had interaction with last year. She's usually the first person to answer the phone. And now we have a second person who is helping us in the office. Marlo McNamara has been a K-4 aide here at Bayshore Christian School and has moved into a part-time office position. So she will be a familiar face to you if you are coming to the office, okay?
I had moved.
Go ahead and mute everybody. And one thing about, obviously, as an independent school, we have a school board, and it's important that you know that the members of our school board are available to you. The chair of the Board of Trustees is Kevin Donlin. His email address is there. We also have a page on our website where their contact information is listed. So if you ever need to reach out, just know that he is available for you. Whoops. And as always, it is good to stop and take a minute and remind our school body why we are here and what we're doing. Our vision as a school is shaping young people in Christ to make an impact in the world. Our mission, Bayshore Christian School, challenges, develops, and empowers students for leadership by following the example of Jesus to grow in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. And that is from Luke 2:52. And with our 50th anniversary, I forgot to tell elementary and preschool about our 50th anniversary thing. But for our 50th anniversary, we really kind of scoured God's word for a verse that really represented what we see in this year. And what we see is his goodness and his faithfulness. And this verse really sums that up nicely. The Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. So we are thrilled to be able to celebrate that theme this entire year. Just a reminder, now as middle and upper division parents, your situation and your communication and your interaction with our Facts Family Portal is sometimes different than our preschool and elementary school students. So middle and upper division students, sometimes you guys are on all the time, and sometimes because your student is about to graduate high school, you don't need to log in as much. We do encourage you as parents to be able to log in, keep everything updated in the family portal, your contact information and all that. But just know that it is there. It always has access to your child's grades, to lots of information that we might present to you throughout the year. We might have different web forms for you to complete that are there, or surveys. This is where you order lunches. If you ordered lunches last year, you know exactly where to go and what to do. But it's a great resource for families. This year, we are trying to focus a little bit more on Microsoft Teams. We're trying to streamline our processes as a school. Teams has worked really great for us. It's an easy app. It's an easy system for our students and our teachers to use. So on a daily basis, students in middle and upper division are going to be using Teams. The students are going to be using Teams. Parents do not have Teams logins. So if you need to keep up to date with what's going on in Teams, feel free to look at your child's device. You should be doing that anyway as a parent. You should be on there taking a look at the assignments that are there and kind of the flow of work. Teams is a great tool. It has a calendar tool that allows students to organize themselves. Sometimes they need a little assistance with that, but it so far has been a really great tool for them. So just know that you do have a FACS family portal account that will sometimes say under an assignment or under a subject or a lesson plan, please see Microsoft Teams. So we used to have all of our teachers put the duplicate information into both sections. It takes a longer time to do that, planning time that they need. And so we're trying to make things a little bit more streamlined for them. There will still be information available in FACS, but not as much as there has been before. So just take a look, kind of get used to how it works and everything. Yeah, if you're returning, you probably were in it all the time, but we want to make sure that you're familiar with it and that you are actually logging in. And again, the learning management system FACS is specifically for children in 2nd through 12th grade. And our little ones will only use it if we have virtual, but this is really important because going into this year, if there is a COVID exposure or something like that, Teams is going to be really important in keeping your student on track. And because it's virtual, because our teachers are going to be using it more, it's going to be a great tool for them to be able to track their assignments and their homework and just not lose any of that time. We all know that with quarantines and virtual learning, especially if you're a new family who's coming here and you had a crazy experience last year or the year before at whatever school you were at, you know that virtual education can take a toll on your student. Some students do really well in virtual. Some have a hard time because they need that face-to-face connection. So it's important to us that we know it's a tool. It doesn't replace the teacher, but it will be a really important tool should we need to do those quarantines like we have had to do in the past. I hate that we all know what quarantining is. What a weird world. As a reminder, communication. If you were on our new family orientation, we have several new families. You know that you can subscribe to our school calendar. You go to baysshorechristianschool.org. You go to calendar at the top. It's a little quick link. It will always stay there. And then you can go and subscribe to the different activities. We will have information in our FACS family portal. In the portal is also where you can view your child's teachers for every subject he or she has. So that is an important tool for parents. You have a question, it's, oh my gosh, it's about math, what's going on in math? I need to email his teacher. Log into the family portal to make sure you have the contact information correct, and you can email them from there. Text alerts, of course, we will send those for important reminders, and you will be receiving emails. We know, I just said this to the preschool and the elementary families, you get a lot of emails. I get them too. We get tons of emails, but here's the thing is that if we don't email enough, then you miss the information. If we email too much, then we get all these like, why are you emailing me so much? You know, we're trying to do the right level of communication. And so please do us a favor and review those emails. We know you have information overload. I think we all do to some extent. So, but as your child's school, we hope that you will prioritize the information that comes from us, of course. And then social media, please do get onto Instagram and Facebook and follow us and like us, because we do post exciting things there. And of course, pictures of what goes on during the day. And it's always nice to have that connection so you can see what we do. PTFW, our parents, teachers, faith warriors at Open Campus on Monday. We will have, the PTFW will have a table. It may be in the gym. If we have it in the gym, it may be on the red top, depending on whether we'll do it in one of those two areas. So just know that you can go and you can sign up for different committees. We do also have those two positions open, vice president and the fundraising chair. And at Open Campus, if you still have uniforms that your child has outgrown or that you no longer need, you can still donate those, and we'll put those in the uniform closet here for Open Campus so we can sell those items. All right, Gigi, are you on here?
I am on. Hi, Maddie.
How are you?
Doing well. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to share a little bit about what development is. I just finished sharing this with our preschool lower division. Many of you are aware of an Office of Development. I'm pretty much in charge of all the fundraising that goes on in the school. So all the additional dollars that go into support our students, support our new initiatives. Last year we had our iPad initiative, a wonderful opportunity for our students and our teachers with Apple TVs in the classrooms. So all of that happens with the give back. This will be our third annual fund. We like to call it the annual fund. And those dollars go directly back to the school, go directly back to your students, go directly back into the classrooms and to our grounds. So it's a wonderful opportunity for our families to kind of leave their legacy, leave their imprint on our campus, and be able to be a part of what we are growing and what we're doing here at BCS. So the annual fund, 100% of our faculty and staff year over year have donated to our annual fund. Last year, we grew our family participation by over 37%, which was wonderful. This only being the third year that we've implemented this program. So what's the annual fund? Very easy to do. There's various ways that you can donate and be a part of it. Right here on the screen, you see you can text annual to that phone number that we have, and it's part of our fax giving program. You can put in monthly donations if you want to. You can put in a one-time donation. It is a campaign that will run approximately 2 months long as far as marketing it, but it will go up until the end of our fiscal year, which is the end of June for us here at BCS. We have families that like to do one versus the other. It doesn't matter. You know, no donation is too big or too small for our students, and we truly believe that. We've been able to do so many things on campus, and this year we have a goal. We really have been wanting to upgrade our marquee. The images that you're going to see in my emails are beautiful. So we're really hoping, and that itself is just a $40,000 investment that we have to make. So these dollars that come in when we raise funds through development, through the annual fund, through our spring gala, they go back to those kind of things on campus. We love to do birthday shout outs. Our PTFW does that on our marquee. We like to promote games, promote championships from our teams, a bunch of stuff. So that's just one thing that our annual fund dollars, we are praying that God will bless us that we can put those dollars to. We also have an upgrade of desks that are going to be going on in the lower division, also in a few of the middle school and high school classrooms, and that is over $16,000. So there are a bunch of things that we want to continue to do on campus, and with these dollars that are donated, that come in from loyal donors, from our alumni, from our faculty and staff, and our families as yourself, we're able to do those things. So we're really proud to say that 100% of our faculty does donate to that, and we really want to get to that point where we can say that 100% of our families do that. So last year we raised over $71,000. We are trying to beat that this year. I know Pete has a good budget for me, our business manager, so I know we can do it. We were blessed last year with through the pandemic, when so many people told us not to fundraise, we raised the most we ever did. So we've just been blessed so much. So that's one thing you're going to hear from me pretty much every week for the next 2 months. I promise not to bog you down too much, but everything else is fun. We have our spring gala at Palmacia Golf and Country Club next year in March. So we're excited about doing that. And of course, there's other different opportunities, especially for our small businesses. We have families that have small businesses. We want to promote you. We're going to give you so many opportunities to expose that on campus. So please share that with me. There's ways that you can be a business partner on campus for us. So, so many opportunities. Check it out on our website. You can go to support us. And that tab will have a bunch of information from all our campaigns, all our fundraising, business sponsorship opportunities, or just email me. My email is also listed on the website. So any questions, let me know. I will let Maddie continue the show. But I'm excited for this year and what God has in store for us.
Thank you, Gigi. And just so you know, I'm just realizing, I think last year we used the to the left. We probably need to explain it, but
we did. Yeah. I can touch on that. So this is how easy it was when it was 2 years ago. So the very first year we tried to explain, because some people don't understand what the impact of even $5 a month does. Just a cup of coffee a month that you're, donating back, I guess, to the campus, right? Those things we had pretty much set almost like a $25 donation monthly for families that want to donate monthly. And it could be just, 2 meals at Chick-fil-A. You could want to donate some, if some families wanted to donate $100, it's a dinner at Outback for 4, whatever it is. We just wanted to show you that every dollar counts, and it doesn't matter whether it's a cup of coffee that you can donate a month per se to us, or you want to donate, your monthly outing at Outback, whatever it is, all of that really impacts our campus. So
thank you.
Yep.
All right. Oh, nope. I accidentally stopped my video. Sorry about that. All right. So moving on, we want to go over some pickup and drop off procedures for the upcoming year. Now, middle and upper division families, generally your students don't really want you walking them in anyway, but this year we're going to do the same thing that we did last year. So it will be car line only. Middle and upper division, their arrival time is going to be 7:45 to 8 o'clock. We do not have teacher supervision before 7:45. So, and you know that their classes start at 8 o'clock. So if you need to have them here a little bit early, please do so. We want them to be on time. We're going to be talking about attendance a little bit later. And so we want to make sure that you are aware of that arrival time, 7:45 to 8. And we'll do the same thing where you drop off in front of the red top area. So you'll come in the big gate, go all the way around, past the breezeway where the little ones are being dropped off, stop at the crosswalk, please just take a look, and then drop off at the red top. And you will stay in the vehicle. All right, and then we have open campus. This is an exciting time because we get to have it in person again. We're very excited about that. Middle and upper division, your middle division, we're looking at about 5 to 6:30, upper division 6 to 7:30. You do not have to be here for the entirety of that time. You can come for 30 minutes. If you have 30 minutes, you can come up the very last 30 minutes, that's fine. Just know that this will be an opportunity for your child to meet his or her teachers, to visit the different areas. You as a parent, now with middle and upper division, I wanted to touch on this because we always talk about, oh, you come in, you can drop off your supplies, but you guys have different classrooms and different supplies for different areas. So Ms. Humanansky, I was wondering if you could talk about that, supplies specifically for middle and upper division. Should they be bringing them all on Monday, or is that something they'll just need to take with them? For school, they only need to bring what they need. Does that make any sense?
Sure. So middle school has more supplies than high school, and they do like to have them in advance. So 6th, 7th grade, go ahead and bring your supplies in. Most of our upper division classes don't have a great deal of supplies needed. If you want to bring in those Kleenex or hand sanitizer or anything that would be helpful for the classrooms, I'm sure the teachers would be grateful. But primarily middle school, feel free to bring in those supplies, and upper division, they're minor, so you won't need to bring them on Monday, just bring them on Wednesday.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that because I know sometimes, divisions are different, but they and you will meet their teachers. We will have a food truck here the whole time. Apparently it's really good. I've never had it, but everyone's really excited about Mr. C's grilled cheese, so you'll have to come see it. And then of course, like I said before, we'll have either an area on the red top or an area in the gym where we will have the PTFW table, a table for athletics where you can meet the coaches. Barksdale Catering, our caterer, will be there to talk about lunches. Gigi will be there with her fundraising table. And then of course, we'll have some different after school care vendors, which really has a little bit more to do with middle school than high school, but it's going to be a fun day and we can't wait to see everybody there. So one thing we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to do before school begins is to review the middle and upper division handbook. It is located on our website, bayshorechristianschool.org, underneath the student life heading. And there's a page specifically for the 2 handbooks that we have. So please make sure to read those. It is required reading. You are responsible as a parent for knowing what's in there. So please take the time to do that. Yes, it's a lot of information, but what actually will happen is it will answer a lot of your questions. And throughout the year, as you are going through different situations, if you need to reflect, just know that it's there and it's always a resource for you as parents. Attendance policy. All right, let's do it. So last year, we were doing car line only. We were doing COVID checks. We were doing temp checks. Car line took longer than it really should in a normal regular car line. So we extended a lot of grace when it came to tardies and absences. Although if school starts at 8 o'clock and you're pulling into the parking lot at 8:01, we know it's not because of the temp check. We know maybe it was traffic, maybe it was something else, but this year, we are going to be implementing the tracking of tardies and absences with a lot of integrity. So please make sure to have your student here on time. They should be at their classroom door by 8 o'clock. They should be in their first period classroom at 8 o'clock. If they're not going to be in their classroom at 8 o'clock for whatever reason, they'll just need to come to the office so we can sign them in, okay? We have a new system this year. Our Fax Family Portal system, well, it's called Fax Family Portal for you. For us, it's just called Fax, SIS, which stands for Student Information System. That has an automated email system where when your child gets a certain number of tardies and absences, according to our handbook and what our policies are, it will email you to know, hey, you've reached this threshold and this is what's going to happen next, or here's what's going to happen now. And for especially upper division students, the students will be emailed as well. We know some of them are drivers. We know that they are responsible for being on time and being at school. So we want to make sure that we're communicating with everybody involved. So both parents and guardians and students will receive those automated emails. And we do ask that you take that the attendance section of the handbook seriously. Please read it. Please understand it. Don't be surprised when you get emails. It's going to happen. At some point it happens. You're going to get, going to reach that tardies or possibly reach those absence thresholds. And we are going to be emailing you about it. So please partner with us on that and make sure that your student is here on time. In the past, we've had it's kind of a gray area when it comes to excused versus unexcused tardy. So we're going to make it very clear from the beginning. It is actually quite black and white. And the only reason a tardy or absence will be excused in our system is if there is a doctor's note. So I gave an example in our the last little orientation we did. If your child, my child didn't sleep last night very well, he was up all night, I'm going to let him sleep in. Okay, that's fine. Let him sleep in. However, it's an unexcused tardy. You went to Disney, you got back late, whatever the situation is, if it comes with a doctor's note, then it will be excused. But if it doesn't, it's going to be unexcused in the system. Again, we're telling you that now. So there are no surprises coming up this school year. You're welcome to check the handbook for those details, but we just want to make that clarification. If you call Sarah and say, oh, he's sick, I'm going to keep him home today. Okay, it's going to go in as unexcused until he or she comes back with a doctor's note that is required because he or she was sick. And that goes the same way if we send them home, they have to come back with a doctor's note. We know that at the end of the year last year, it was getting really annoying for parents. We know, he's got a sniffly nose, he sneezed, he's got allergies, we know because we're parents too. And just know that we're going to be implementing all of those procedures with integrity very much this year because we want to keep everybody safe. So it's pretty black and white, have to have a doctor's note. And we can talk about those individual circumstances as they come up during the school year. But please remember also that if your child is going to be absent or tardy, please report it to the office. So sometimes teachers will email teachers, parents will email teachers directly, and that's fine. But we also need to know in the office. Your child's teacher will not always assume that we know, and sometimes we don't know. And oh, where has she been for 2 days? You know, and the teacher's like, oh, well, she told me they were going out of town, but we had no idea in the office. So please make sure to contact the office. You can call that day. I think there's a certain time frame we need to know by, and that way we can make sure everything's correct in our system. Also, medication requirements. This is just a note. Please do not send in medications in your child's backpack. I know, especially if you have an older child, you know, oh, if you have a headache, you know, just keep the ibuprofen here. We can't have ibuprofen just floating around. We can't have anything just floating around because we can't control who gets it. And that's certainly a liability issue. We don't want anybody to take something that they're not supposed to have or anything like that. So if your child is in need of any medications during the school day, there's a procedure for that. You bring it to the office. Please make sure it's in the original container, not in a Ziploc bag. Just bring the medication in the original container, and we can take care of making sure the child gets it at whatever particular time, or if it's just as needed. There are forms that are completed by the parent, so you'll want to make sure to stop by the office to complete that. Okay. Again, it's all in the interest of keeping everybody safe and healthy. All right. So, this says lower division, but I could have changed that to upper division, middle and upper. So please remember the tops and bottoms are Lands' End only. So I know sometimes parents will get their bottoms at Target or Walmart or wherever, and they think we don't know that they're not Lands' End, but we totally know that they're not Lands' End. So please make sure the tops and bottoms are Lands' End. We want just to have the same rule applied to everybody. Of course, if you're a new family and you need that grace period because of the back order uniform items, which is happening all the time. I've already gotten actually a lot of your orders. Just forward me the order so I know it has been placed in the system, and they'll have that 2-week grace period where they can wear the generic uniform. Spirit shirts are, re-enrollment t-shirts. So that was the gray re-enrollment shirt that was given to returning families who re-enrolled by the specific date that we had in the system. Only those students receive that shirt. They can wear it once per week, any day. So I already know what day of the week my kids are going to wear them. I can tell you. But that is just a special thing that we're doing just for this year. And it's actually a really comfortable t-shirt. I wore mine to campus beautification, and it's really, really comfy and cute. So Spirit shirts, those are what we usually do on Fridays, but please note it is the last day of the week that they can wear Spirit shirts. So if we ever have a holiday on a Friday, that Thursday is Spirit Day. So then you can wear, your child can wear a Spirit shirt with their regular uniform bottoms. Okay. And outerwear, please remember in middle and upper division, they have their fleeces. And I'm going to also mention this for especially our upper school, our upper division boys. They tend to, like on chapel day, just take their fleece and they zip it all the way up here as if they don't know. We don't know that they're wearing their tie. We know they're not wearing their tie. They're supposed to be wearing their tie. So regardless of the outerwear, their uniform still has to be the correct uniform. We will do uniform checks. So please make sure on chapel day, they're in the correct chapel uniform, and that the outerwear that they're wearing are their fleeces. And please, I know that you have older kids and you don't think you need to label it. Please label everything. Please label the fleece. I think it has, if you open it up, there's a little section for the name, or maybe it's on the tag, the last name, the initials, something, because they're so comfortable here that they tend to just leave their things around like they're at home, and then they all get mixed up and you don't know whose is whose. So it's very important to label everything. And then, yeah, for the outerwear, I would recommend going ahead and ordering it now if you can, just to make sure that it's in by the time it gets cold. Who knows when that will be. And then with sizing, just make sure everything is appropriate, especially with girls, making sure their shorts and their skirts are not too short. They grow so quickly, and it is awkward for us to have to call you as a parent and say, can you please order a longer skirt for your child? Just make sure it's fitting appropriately, please. Thank you. Yeah, they're not necessarily on the playground in middle and high school, but they do go to PE. And again, they like to play Gaga. So we want to make sure that they're appropriately dressed for Gaga. So for middle school, really the only thing that applies for middle schoolers is that we will be doing after school care for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders after school until 6 p.m. I will send out a separate enrollment form for that. I have not yet worked on it. It's my next project. So be on the lookout for that. It should be a web form that you'll be able just to complete on our website and not have to email. All right. And yes, we know that this is the big question a lot of parents have been having. Just a kind of snapshot of where we are with our COVID procedures and how we're going to handle things. There are some things that we have kind of figured out and settled on, that we won't be doing temperature checks every morning, unless, I mean, Melanie, Ms. Umansky, correct me if I'm wrong. I think
We are not.
okay. That is, we do know that. As you know, if you have turned on the TV or listened to any radio station in the past couple of weeks, everything is changing very rapidly. And we're getting a lot of different information, but we are working on our decision trees, which if you remember from last year, we had a big re-entry plan. I think it was, 28 or 30 pages long, or maybe even longer. And it was extremely detailed. And we were very ready for the school year in that regard, because we had kind of thought out a lot of different situations. And so we're coming up with something similar. It's not going to be that huge long document, but it is going to have decision trees on there. So you as a parent or guardian can take a look and say, okay, we were at a birthday party this weekend. I know my child was exposed. What do we do? Here's what you do. And it will kind of guide you through the process so that you as a parent or guardian know what to do and you know how to communicate with us as a school. Last year, it was pretty black and white. We were closed to parents. Everybody wore a mask. There was no immunization to even think about. So it was pretty simple. You know, we came up with a lot of procedures, and I think we did a really great job, as good as we could have, of keeping everybody safe and trying to do what's right for everybody. This year, because now we have the Delta variant, and now there's the immunization, and can people still get sick? And, you know, there's all of these gray areas that we're working through. And one thing to be prepared for, if we don't require masks, and if your child's not wearing a mask, please be prepared that if he or she has been exposed, say we have a positive case in one of your child's classes, that means your child will need to quarantine for 10 days. So as working parents, you have to think about what's good for your situation and what's appropriate for your child. If that's the way we go, we all want you to be thinking of what to do next. With older children, sometimes it's a little bit easier. With high schoolers, you might feel more comfortable to leave them at home. Obviously, the orientation we just did was for preschool and lower families. So their situation is pretty different than what yours might be. And just know that our goal as a school is to keep everybody as healthy and safe as we can, and also to provide in-person learning. We really want to do that. It is hard for our teachers to do virtual learning. It's actually more planning and more time and more effort and a lot more stress on our teachers to do virtual learning. So we are highly vested in making sure that everybody's safe so that we can have in-person learning, which is what we know you want because you've enrolled at our school. So we know that that's something that's a priority for you. So anyhow, oops, I went back. With that said, of course, we're going to open up for a Q&A, but I just wanted to say we are so appreciative of all of our families. You have trusted us. You trust our faculty and our staff. And in, of course, such a crazy time, that really means a lot. And we're very thankful and grateful for you. We're grateful for your time and your resources that you've given. You have partnered with us in your child's education. And we know it's going to be an awesome year. It is our 50th anniversary, so we're determined to make it an awesome year. Also, I forgot to tell the other guys this on the last one, but our Yacht Starship event, please go onto our website. I did make the little pop-up on our website about school supplies because I was getting a lot of questions about that. But as soon as school starts, I will probably put back up the link to the Yacht Starship event. I do also believe it's probably on our somewhere in our support BCS website. Gigi takes care of that, but there should be a link on the website. It is free to go on the yacht Starship with 300 and something of your closest friends. It is a child-free event, so it is only grown-ups 18 and older. It's for alumni, it's for parents. If there are grandparents that want to come, we're really just there to celebrate Bayshore and our 50 years of God's faithfulness, because 50 years, that's nothing to balk about. That's a pretty big deal. And we're really thankful. So I am going to stop sharing my screen and we are going to chat. So I believe we've been going through, seeing if there's anything new. Will they be able to wear the 50th anniversary shirt on the first day? Absolutely. I can see no reason why they would not. It's definitely something to celebrate. And so, yes, I believe we can do that. At least it's once a week, any day. Will there be exceptions for students wearing? Oh, yes. No, so they can wear that re-enrollment shirt again, any day of the week, once a week. I already know that my kids are going to wear it on Wednesday, but I have a feeling that we'll see a sea of gray on Wednesday. Oh, you already responded. Sorry, Miss Humansky.
All right. There will be times that we'll say, please don't wear your spirit shirt if we have a special guest, or maybe it's Grandparents' Day, or maybe it's
or picture day or something like that.
Day for the yearbook, those types of things. But overall,
we'll specify. You guys are a lot less chatty than the preschool and lower division bunch. Are you just jaded? Do you guys have any questions? Don't be shy. So I do believe, so re-enrollment shirt was only for students who were here last year, who re-enrolled for the specific, by a specific deadline. Yeah, it's okay. We'll have plenty of other really cool shirts for them to look at. We do have, I know our Lori Daigle, who is responsible for our spirit store. I know she's getting some good new spirit shirts for this year. Every year we kind of come up with some new ones. So I'm excited to see what she got. And Courtney, I will get with you. I don't know what you messaged me. I'm not sure what your question is about. I don't know.
Hey Maddie, it's Joey, not Courtney. So yeah, you mentioned that there are some different positions that are open, the parent teacher faith warriors. Cool. And I'm wondering, I don't want to, wait too long to see, when they're available. So just wondering what the timetable looks like.
Well, it's as soon as somebody volunteers for it, Joey. Is that right up your alley?
Yeah, it could be. So,
okay. All right.
So I can find them on the website, I gather, right?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And what you could do is email ptfw@bayshorechristianschool.org. We do have a PTFW page on the website, which has that as well. So you can hop on there or just email them.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can you go over the 9th again, time, etc., and parents both going walkthrough? Yes. Yes. All of the above. Yes. So on Monday, August 9th, middle division will be 5 to 6:30, and upper division will be 6 to 7:30. And again, that is kind of the whole time. You don't have to be there necessarily for that entire, I almost said month and a half, for that entire hour and a half. But yes, you will walk through their schedules. You will visit the different teachers, and it is kids and parents. Yes, it is students and parents. Although if your child for some reason is not available, it still might be helpful for you to come just to be able to meet the teachers. But it would be ideal if students could come in and meet their teachers and kind of get a feel for the school year. All right. I think, is that all the questions? It can't be that easy. Look how quiet they are. You guys are so cute. Okay. Oh, I had another message. Let's see. Yes, so it will be within the we'll do high school first, and I believe it is scheduled for the first day of school for high school. And then we wanted to stay away from doing it at open campus. It took a long time when we did it a couple years ago at the in-person open campus, and it just took away from that time where they were supposed to be with their teachers. So we'll be issuing that to them on the first day. And remember, your child's iPad will come with the iPad, a case, the charging block, and the charging cable. And you are responsible, or your child is responsible for returning all of those at the end of the year. So I know how it is with cables. I have 2 children. I never know where any cable is. They're always stealing my blocks and my cables. I know that's how it goes. So maybe we tried labeling them with a certain color of tape. I have 2 children, so each child had a different color of tape, which also helped. We're an Apple family, so that was kind of important for us to do because we have lots of cables. I'm sure it's the same in other places too. Yes, and students in 6th through 12th grade will receive their locker assignments sometime within that first week. Is that safe to say, a week or 2? And the first week is kind of a week because it's only 3 days, but we'll get that to them so they can have a place to store all their stuff. All right, any other questions, guys? It's been really great to see all of you and to be able to connect. So Maureen, that would still be considered an unexcused, even traffic. We know that some things are just out of your hands. But one thing that we just had to kind of draw that line where it's only excused if there's a doctor's note related. So anything from traffic would be listed as an unexcused. I know we have a lot of people that drive from as far around as you are, and I totally understand. The Selman, you never know, any day. Could be good, could be bad. But thank you for asking that so we could clarify. Oh, good question. How do we get insurance for the iPad? So once the iPads are, so just an overview, every iPad comes with, it comes with AppleCare. So it automatically has AppleCare included, which means I think the thing that we saw the most would be a cracked screen. It'd be $49 if you don't have the insurance. The insurance, I believe, is, I think it's $35 or $40 for the year, if I'm not mistaken, for the whole year. It's only $35 or $40. It's definitely worth it. We have a lot of kids that they'll just put it in their bag. They toss their bag, then boom, cracked screen, or the charger breaks off or something because they yanked it out. And we have those issues too. So the insurance will cover a lot more. We will send out information for how to do that. There will be a website that you go to and you will log in and purchase it there. And that's what we did last year. I assume that's what we will do for the upcoming year. Does it cover it if it's lost? I think it only covers it if it's stolen and if there is a police report available. If it's lost, no, because there's no way to guarantee how it got lost or who has it or where it is. So, but however, if it is stolen and you do file a police report, which you would need to do, and you have the insurance, they will cover the cost of that.
And knock on wood, we haven't lost one yet.
Don't jinx us. One of the things that we ran into last year, it was really important to keep the iPad charged because if a student misplaces it, we do have the ability to find my iPhone. We have that ability to ping it and to try to locate it where it last was when it was charged. So that's just something interesting that we went through last year. We did actually find a lost iPad because of that, but it's really important that they keep those devices charged so that we can have that ability if they do lose it. All right, every time I think I'm done, I get another question. So, anything else? All right, guys.
Robin, their class schedules are already posted on the family portal. So you can access that at any time. For high school students, our middle school students are almost complete. You should be able to see the greatest portion of those. 8th grade is still being worked on because there are 2 homerooms for 8th grade. but high school has been completed for quite some time.
We do have some new students. If you're on, your student's schedule may not quite be created because we're receiving, some of you have just enrolled. So just know that we can't start the schedule until they're actually enrolled in our system. And that is something that our wonderful counselor, Senholm does. So it just takes a little bit of time. Once you get enrolled, she can be in contact with you and she will be your contact for their schedules. What days do they have PE for 6th and they do dress out? So PE in middle and high school, well, mostly middle school. In high school, it's only those who are enrolled in HOPE, which is usually 9th graders or any other student who's coming into the school who has not had health and PE as a class. All of those students will dress out with shirts only. Now I have to apologize because I did not update our website and I'm just now realizing it. So you may have purchased the PE shorts from Land's End, but I have good news because they don't have our logo on it and I bet they will let you return it. Or they could possibly use it if they really wanted to. But if they have health and PE, which is for middle, all of middle school has PE, and those high schoolers who are in health and PE class, they really just need the PE shirt. They will stay in their uniform bottoms. That is the plan. Oh, you can return items. Land's End is so great. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy is an experienced Bayshore parent. She said we can return items with our logo, so that's really great. I know that they are really wonderful about their return policy. If we have those white shirts, I know my kids are always getting them dirty. If there's something that you can't get out or a hole or something like that, you can almost always return it and they will send you a replacement. They're custom.
Or you accidentally bleach it and the logo turned a different color.
You speak like somebody who has done that. It's happened.
And for middle school also, it'll be a little bit easier because your learning schedules, especially in 6th grade, you'll receive a more detailed schedule at Open Campus that might help you know exactly when PE, music, art, and Spanish are. So high school is a little easier. If you're signed up for HOPE, you'll see that class. Middle school might be a little more difficult to find out exactly what day.
The other complicating factor is that we are still enrolling new students and our class sizes are still changing. So it's wonderful, but it's also a little bit stressful there at the end because we might have, to change a schedule because we have more students in a particular class. And so that is why we don't have those middle school class schedules quite right yet. We're still working on that. All right. Any other questions? Going once? Going twice? All right. Thank you guys so much. Just a reminder, this is recorded. Okay. Why no sports bottoms? Actually, just because it's easier to change. They are welcome to wear the PE bottoms if they would like, if it's more comfortable. Nope, they are not welcome to wear the PE bottoms.
No, we don't want them in the locker room, social distancing. So this is a COVID reason.
Okay.
That if that changes, then we'll go back to the bottoms, but right
Gotcha.
now, it's just shirts.
Yeah. And we've never had an issue with a student having problems with their pockets. Last year, they did not dress out at all, and we never had that issue. So we should be fine. But thank you for asking and letting us clarify. All right, you guys, it's been great to see you and we will be in touch. As a reminder, I am recording this and I will have it posted on our website, probably not tonight, but maybe by tomorrow. So if you do need to go back and review anything or share it with a spouse, family member or anything, please know that that is a great resource for you. We look forward to a great school year and we will see you very, very soon. All right, guys, have a good night.